Sega.
Oh yeah. So welcome,
That
ladies
sounded
and well,
They've used that sound multiple times before.
yeah. But anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the next Let's Play that I will be offering. And if you recall, all the way back in November, I believe, I played Nights into Dreams. Almost a year later, we're finally moving on to the sequel that came out well over 10 years later, and that is Knight's Journey of Dreams for the Nintendo Wii. Now, yeah, some of you might, if you've been following me before this channel, this should be some familiar territory, because I actually did a Let's Play on my old channel way back when, and I think this was actually the first Let's Play that I actually completed, and it was the one I was definitely the most proud of. And granted, I did that by myself, but this time around, I got these assholes with me. So...
Hey, wait a minute! What did we...
By the way, Danny, you have no idea how much willpower it took. Oh my god, the fucking pun that I just made! I'm upset. As I was saying,
I love you too,
oh,
Danny.
it already begins.
how much willpower it took for me not to interrupt you when I saw Will with his fucking soccer ball again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm upset. This is already a horrible start for me.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, like I said, this sequel came out well over 10 years later. People have been demanding this. Sega finally listened. And we have never seen Knights since. You know, Knights has pretty much become Princess Daisy's status, which I believe I said back in the Knights into Dreams Let's Play, where they pretty much use the character for, like, you know, Sega's next, like, crossover game.
And he was the car. Or they were the car, I should say.
Yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. So, yep. Fresh game from scratch, as usual. So
what are we naming ourselves this time?
What spiff variation of a name are we gonna choose this time around?
Okay, we're getting there.
Spites?
Spiff.
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 I get it!
Oh, yeah, because, you know, it's like if we were sleeping in a dream with spiffing. Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. Alrighty, so... pretty much, like with Nights into Dreams, we are going to be playing 2 stories, and I'm actually going to be paying homage to my original Let's Play. I'm actually going to be starting with the little girl's story first, Helen. I personally like Will's story way more than Helen, and that's why I'm saving his for later. Let's get the messy one out of the way first.
How messy are we talking?
I would argue that when you compare the 2 stories, Helen's doesn't have nearly as much focus like as Will's does, and hopefully as we go through this game, you'll see some of my issues with Helen's story.
And it just occurred to me, look at the fucking mansion Helen lives in. She's a spoiled rich kid.
She's got it made.
Well,
What kind of fucking cell phone is that?
It's like, you say that, and then she's like, okay, Mom, forget about violin lessons. I gotta go hang out with my friends. Okay, bye.
This fucking 10-year-old is a purse. She's a fucking spoiled rich kid.
Sorry, be right back, Mom. Someone just found a Vaporeon near the city square. I gotta check it out with my buds.
Oh, I was about to say, I failed to see the problem with her just going out to see her friends after practice. It's like, oh, wait,
Okay.
I get it.
Yeah, basically what's happening is there is a violin recital that she and her mom are participating in, and she's blowing it off to go hang out with her friends, you know, like what any other kid would do.
Right.
But apparently, as we're seeing here, she actually feels guilty about it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And then we have Nightmare
You're
Fuel.
grounded!
Yeah, this is definitely familiar territory.
They said it was a Vaporeon. I didn't realize I was getting chased by Wild Ghastly. Fuck!
No, wait, Ghastly, turn around. Catch that shit. That's rare.
Okay, yeah, definitely stepping into familiar territory again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Except
see
this is actually scary.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of familiarities between this and the original, which, you know, on one hand, I guess should be expected because it is a sequel and we should be getting into some familiar territory, but at the same time, it's like I said, this game came out like in the early 2000s, I think. Like, this came out well over 10 years after the original game, so they had to pull a lot of stuff from the original game, probably to serve as a reminder, as well as, you know, bringing the new people in.
Also, what was that jank-ass walk cycle she did?
I don't know, that's her jog, apparently. And here we have a new character, pretty much a resident exposition, if you want to call him that, you know. He's pretty much here to just, you know, explain everything.
Whisper did this role so much better.
I don't mean to imply that the world itself doesn't.
Whisper was cooler too.
It is simply, how should I put it?
Ooh, how should I explain this?
Whisper's puns were cooler too.
Oh man, I'm sure there was another name for this character here, but okay, I'm sorry. This probably just me, but I'm just referring to him as Cedric.
Are known
Yeah,
you know
of course.
I was trying to remember that character's name. Thank you, Ryan.
tend to rattle on.
Yeah, but,
You may call me Owl.
oh,
That's
yeah,
boring.
yeah.
Yeah, that's boring.
Yeah, I was about
Call
to
him
say, yeah, that's a
Cedric.
boring name. Yeah, screw that. I should probably legitimately refer to you as Cedric.
What is this, Winnie the Pooh?
Alrighty. So yes,
Rabbit.
we have actual voice acting in this game, which leads to probably one of the biggest criticisms that people have with this game, and it's the voice that they picked for Knights here.
Hey there. Sorry about the old bird here.
They in general, like, one thing I noticed, like, I know one of the biggest criticisms of this game is, like, this is the first time where we really do see Knights' like fleshed out personality. Though it seems to me, and I'm sure a lot of people agree here, it looks like they were just trying to make Knights more like Sonic.
To an extent. I mean, I believe I brought this up again in the original Nights into Dreams Let's Play, that, you know, the basic concept of Knights was, hey, let's take Sonic and put him in the air.
Knights here is able to dualize with visitors. The process
Okay, let's duel.
is to assimilate with
Pulls out your Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's not that duel, you idiot.
It's time.
wrong company, DJ.
Shut the fuck up, Yugi.
go over and touch.
Dualize, or in lamest terms, fusion.
That is, of course, if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Oh,
It's like yes, by all means, let's let the child touch the androgynous purple-clad flying court jester.
yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, this is a dream after all, right?
I don't see the problem.
Fine.
Knights is a tight ass.
Oh, of course, BJ, you would be the one to bring that up.
So their hands touch.
Another
their
soul
hands touch-
devoured.
Alright, so now, so this is pretty much as acting as our tutorial. So, yeah, if you, as he's going to talk about, is this thing called the Mind Sight. This is what happens if you just play with the Wii remote alone. You see how lagging that is? Don't ever use the Wiimote just by itself, because they basically want it to be like, oh, just point at the screen and you can control Knights that way. It's a pain in the ass to do, so I personally like using the Wiimote and the Nunchuck. So that's the control scheme I'm using. You can use the classic controller, I believe, in this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I remember them saying like you can't use the classic controller like near the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and I actually, I guess embarrassing is to admit, I actually don't have a classic controller.
Oh.
So every Wii game that I've had, including Brawl, I've used Wiimote Nunchuck.
No, I have to.
Yeah,
like,
you
don't worry.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. I was pretty much the same way for the most part when I played Brawl. Like, I know some people would tend to use the Nintendo GameCube controller, and while it's like, okay, back in the day when I used to play Brawl, it's like, yeah, every so often I would use the GameCube controller, but for whatever reason, considering how the game controlled, yeah, I was more comfortable with using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck.
Yeah. So basically, flying controls, it's exactly the same as in the original game. Fly through rings to not only build up combos and get some points, but it also refills your drill dash gauge. press the A button to drill dash, give yourself a little speed. The blue chips, however, serve a new purpose in this game. If you remember in Nights into Dreams, when we were going in each world and we had to collect our Ideya, we had to collect 20 of the blue chips in order to even free the Ideya and bring it back to Nights. That's not the case here. The chips are more so to not only give you points, but they're also here to pretty much help build your link chains. So if you want to, like, you know, like you'll see where it says, like, you know, X amount of links and stuff, that's your combo chain. The higher the chain, the more points you get. And there are some missions in this game that are solely based on trying to get, like, the highest link chain possible. Okay. So that's pretty much, at least as far as Nights is concerned, that's what the blue chips are for. They do serve another purpose with the kids, but I will go into detail into that later on. And, yep, Paraloop, just create a loop with sparkles behind him, and that can suck some things up. It can also destroy enemies. You can try and Paraloop them, you can drill dash them. So, I mean, that's pretty much, a lot of this, like, again, if you've played the original game, this should all be familiar to you. They did not change the controls, which I guess is a good thing, you know. You would think, like, you know, oh, they'll probably, like, change this up so much because it's the Wii controls. No, they don't.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess.
Yeah.
I do have to wonder what exactly is happening whenever Nights paraloops like that. It's like, is like, are they creating an explosion? Like...
As far as, like, it's pretty much, I guess, like, as far as collecting the blue chips is concerned, it's creating, like, a suction and everything. We do see later on the Paraloop also has the ability to, like, you know, it can drag things, like, into other worlds.
Hey, hold on a moment.
They actually do explain that, in some instances.
So it's not an explosion, it's an implosion. It's more of a black hole it's creating.
Yes.
You know what? That's even more dangerous. Come to think of it, like, it's one thing to get blown up. It's one thing for enemies to get blown up by a regular explosion, but to get dragged into an implosion, that must hurt.
Yeah.
Or it's like Nights can somehow create little black holes that implode.
Yep. And this dark ocean, you know. The Dark Ocean was present in Nights into Dreams. If you recall, if you were running around in the dream world as a kid, there was like a purple sea and everything that if you go in it, you just kind of bounce back. It served as the barrier. So, I mean, It's like, yep, that's as far as you can go as far as the kids go and everything. That's pretty much what the Dark Ocean is. The thing is, though, in this game, it's definitely more plot relevance. So it's like, you know, yeah, you're not going to hear too much about the Dark Ocean throughout this game, but, you know, that is what it is. So, I mean, this isn't a new concept. This was in the original game as well. It just serves a different function.
Those Ideya can give form to the paradise
Ideya.
known as Night.
That's a name. That's the name of a character. Where have I heard that? Ideya?
Let's just go check it out.
I don't know, but that's what these things were called even in Nights into Dreams.
Well, I know that, but, like, I swear I've heard that name used for, like, a character somewhere. Hold on, I'm gonna figure it out.
Speaking of characters...
Oh, snap.
You just appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, god damn it. Even though this is not technically a Sonic game, they still technically use the line, long time no see.
So, yep, Riala is back. It's like, of all the other previous Nightmare from the original game, Riala is the only one to come back. So, no Gilwing, no Gulpo, no Claws, no Puffy, no Jackal, unfortunately. You know, I know a lot of people... I think a lot of people were really hoping that Jackal would come back, but nope, Jackal's not back.
What I really enjoy with Riala is the voice actor that they chose for that character. It fits him so well.
Well, the voice actor, I brought this up in the Let's Play for Sonic and the Black Knight. The guy that voices Riala, he voiced Caliburn in Sonic and the Black Knight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When visitors come to this
Well, yeah, he did a really good job with voicing Caliburn in Sonic and the Black Knight, and he does a hell of a job with voicing Riala in this game.
Yeah, I honestly thought, like, you know, they could not have gotten a better voice for Riala. I mean, it was perfect.
Oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
And that's where it's like, I guess while we're talking about voice performances, you know, while they're setting all this up and everything, that's where it's like, again, one of the biggest criticisms that people had with this game is voice performances, and the one that everybody zeroed in on was NiGHTS. Personally, I don't think NiGHTS' voice is that bad. It's like, everyone's like, oh, he sounds like Peter Pan and everything, and it's like, no, not really. It's like, yeah, that's the inspiration, but honestly, with the kind of character that NiGHTS is, I don't know what other voice you could do with the character. I mean, one of the biggest things with NiGHTS is the fact that the character is androgynous. I mean, you know, neither male or female. It's pretty much left to the interpretation of the player. So when you give a character, like that a voice, how else are you gonna really find a voice that's gonna be able to sound like both, like, you know, a little boy and a little girl? I thought they did pretty good considering, you know, what they had to work with here. Now, granted, there are some line reads that I feel that maybe the actress could have done a little bit differently, but as far as that type of voice is concerned, I really can't imagine something other than that for NiGHTS.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, yeah, NiGHTS voice actress, I mean, yeah, I mean, even the voice actress that provided the voice for NiGHTS, yeah, I honestly didn't mind it at all. Much like how the voice actor who voiced Riala fits the character perfectly, I feel the same way with the voice actress with NiGHTS. So, I didn't really have a problem with it. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it's just me. I kind of felt like, in this case, I don't know, I feel like Helen's voice actress wasn't exactly, you know, not all that impressive. It's like kind of bland in a way.
If I recall correctly, the actors and actresses that they got for the kids, these are actual kids. These are not adults trying to voice kids. These are actually kids that they got. I think that is the case.
In that case, that's a completely different story.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, again, when we do get to Will's story, it's like, yeah, Helen's performance I just thought was really bland.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, though, it's like, yeah, since you brought that up, it's like, okay, even though Helen's, the voice that they did for Helen, yeah, it is bland. I mean, it technically did use, like, an actual kid to voice him, so it's like, in a way, I can forgive that in a way.
And I can accept that they're using a kid, and, you know, let's make the voice a little bit more authentic and everything. And I mean, we've had some good, you know, child voice actresses and stuff. I mean, it's like, off the top of my head, Full Metal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, the original Full Metal Alchemist. The actor that they got for Alphonse, that was a kid, and the kid performed wonderfully. And it's like, I mean, to this day, he's still working with Funimation and stuff. Of course, now he's a young adult, so his voice changed. But still, you know, you can get talented kids to do voice performances. I just didn't think they did so hot with Helen.
Steven Universe's voice actor. He's a kid.
Yes. That's a kid.
Or hell, you know what? The kid, like, back in the day when he voiced Catbug in Bravest Warriors.
Yeah, that kid, yeah.
I know a kid did the voicing for Chowder back in the day as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the same actor that played Steven.
Really?
What? Oh my god.
It's the same guy.
Oh. Who knew?
Alright. I'm so happy.
Okay, so I guess, quick explanation as far as this game goes. So, each world has 5 missions. Your first mission is always going to be what they call the chase mission. This is pretty much, you know, this is what the first game was like. So, instead of collecting Ideya, we are chasing these birds. They're called Goodle birds. They have the keys that basically destroy the cell that they were throwing knights in. So, you want to keep knights free, we got to get the key, which means we have to chase the bird around and everything. If the timer runs out, then, you know, Knights and Helen will defuse, and you gotta, you know, basically reconnect. Now, if you also recall in Nights into Dreams, everything was point-based. So that's why, if you remember, I was literally flying over the temple and doing the course multiple times to get as many points as possible, and that's how I was getting easy A's. Yeah, they got rid of that exploit in this game. Now it's all about speed. So, you want to get your high grades in these chase missions, you've got to go fast.
Go fast.
Typical Sega.
Yeah, so that, you know, So it is way more challenging. I mean, again, and it's like, if you see the big chain, yeah, you can't fly over it. You have to fly through it. So it's like, they did everything that they could to try and change that.
The bird just flat out just ran right into you. He just did the dirty work for you.
Well, we did kind of get ahead of him with the waterfall.
I got that. I just found that to be rather funny.
Yeah, not waterfall. I guess geyser would be the more appropriate word.
Yeah,
something
the fountain.
like that, yeah.
But yeah, so this world, this is Aqua Garden. This is pretty much Elliot's Splash Garden 2.0. And I guess you could say, if there's any comparison that you can make to, I guess, Clarisse, is the fact that with Nights into Dreams, Clarissa's world, Spring Valley, that was pretty much like the world that was like identifiable with Nights into Dreams. I mean, they constantly referenced it and everything. This is pretty much the same thing. So in other Sega games and stuff, whenever they bring up Knight's Journey of Dreams, like be it maybe in like a course or something, 9 times out of 10 there's gonna be a reference to Aqua Garden here. I mean, this is a really popular level.
The song's really nice too.
It is. I really do like this one.
Now,
As like I personally like Aqua Garden more than Splash Garden.
Although, going back to the last game though, real quick, I guess I will have to say that my favorite song of all time from the first Nights game has to be Soft Museum.
Yeah, Soft Museum was cool.
God damn it. Considering that this is a Sega game and we are in like some Aqua Ocean like level, man, wouldn't it be some shit if it was like there was like somehow like some kind of reference to like a cameo with the Echo the Dolphin?
Oh god, don't get me started on that.
Well, it's a bit of a stretch, but oh yeah, we'll wait until later on in the Let's Play.
Wait.
Like maybe if there was a segment in this stage that was a 2D segment.
You know what? That actually would be rather interesting. Cause like as a little cameo, kind of like how it, I guess in a way, kind of like how it was when like Sonic Adventure made a cameo with Knights or whatnot. I guess. No, it's like in Knights, there's like a little segment where it's like you control Knights, and it's relatively like if you were playing a level in Echo the Dolphin.
Alrighty, so at the end of every chase mission, there's gonna be a boss fight.
Oh.
And of course, given Aqua Garden, our first boss is a giant fish.
Oh man, I remember this boss.
Yep. So this is Garania, or as I like to call him, this is what happens when you breed Gulpo and Gilwing together.
Yeah.
Gulpo because giant fish, and Gilwing more so because. This is actually how you have to actually beat Garania. But be mindful, like what happened there. Do not fly directly into his mouth, because that just eats up time. Yeah. So, the whole idea that you gotta try and do is you gotta try to catch him on his head. You have to, literally, go right into his forehead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is what I was trying to do, but I kept having bad luck, because, Let's Play curse.
Oh, I get it. Hence why there's a little, fuck me light there, I guess.
Yep.
Oh.
So when you hit him, he goes into these bubbles, just paraloop them away. This is where I say the comparison to Gilwing, because if you remember Gilwing, you have to, as you keep getting rid of his head, he keeps regrowing the head through the tail, or you can try and paraloop the tail for a one-hit KO, which I almost pulled off.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall. It's probably been a while since I've seen the Let's Play you did a while back. Oh.
Well then.
Yep, that's it. When he's when he's small enough, just drill dash your way to victory.
Oh God, please.
I'm upset. This whole time I've been trying to figure out
Come on.
there's a character I know for sure whose name is Ideya.
Ah! I'm so upset.
Why are you upset?
Okay,
I remember because in the first Let's Play that she did of this on her old channel, that was the same freaking boss. God damn it! Where she expected to get an A, but the way she reacted to the getting a B ranking was glorious. It was like B, that's bullshit. That was so an A. I call shenanigans.
It fucking was. But but yeah, so now that we've got the chase mission out of the way and everything, so yeah, join us next time and we will continue our various misadventures in the Aqua Garden.
Okay.
I'm gonna figure out who the fuck Ideya is. I know there's a character out there that named that.